Have you ever seen one of those boxes on the front of a camera and wondered what it was? These devices are known as matte boxes, and they're used by photographers, videographers, and cinematographers to play with light.
You called out to me.
Today, we're going to show you what they are and how they're used. This is what is a matte box. A matte box is a device used to block light and hold lens filters. Matte boxes have been around since at least the 1920s. Here's a patent for a matte box developed by George A. Mitchell in 1935 that describes the device as an object of the present invention to provide an improved mounting for such a sunshade and matte box unit, which mounting is of a nature such that the device may be adjusted easily and quickly to suit a lens of any given focal length or angle of view, and which also permits the device to be quickly and conveniently moved to an inoperative position out of line with the lens. In short, matte boxes are used to shade from the sun and to protect camera lenses. As we covered in previous videos, controlling light is a huge part of camera capture. Mechanisms inside the camera body and lenses control the amount and duration of light hitting the sensor. But those mechanisms can't prevent the aberrations and lens flares that are produced when a light source hits the lens directly. Anybody looking to block out light has two great options: a lens hood, which is a tool that protects a camera's lens and helps prevent glare and lens flare, or a matte box. Both matte boxes and lens hoods shade from the sun, but they differ in their other utilities. Many matte boxes feature a tilting function, which can also help reduce visual artifacts. The ARRI SMB1, for example, has the ability to rotate a filter so that gradients or diopters can be angled, and it can swap sunshades for spherical versus anamorphic lenses for additional adaptability. Some matte boxes are able to swing away from the lens for quick lens changes, while others clamp on and might need to be removed in order to change lenses, just like lens hoods. Matte boxes standardize the process of swapping filters, which can save camera operators and First AC's crucial time between shots and setups. Filters, which can be circular or rectangular, are devices that go in front of the camera lens. They're usually made of glass, but they can also be made of plastic, gelatin, or other materials. They can also be placed directly over the lens, or in a holder, one such being a tray that's part of a matte box. These trays are called stages. So a 3-stage setup means up to 3 filters can be added at once. Filters have different types and sizes. Some of the most common types are color filters, neutral density or ND filters, and polarizing filters. Each type of filter offers its own value. Color filters modify the selective absorption of certain wavelengths of light before they hit the lens, highlighting a specific hue. Or to improve contrast, like in black and white imagery. ND filters reduce incoming light. They can have different filter factor numbers that affect how much light is reduced, and optical density numbers that affect how much energy is blocked. Graduated ND filters utilize a gradient that tints from dark to light. Variable ND filters allow you to adjust the opacity, typically in order to capture shallow depth of field, or when one shot transitions from exterior to interior. Polarizers are commonly used to saturate colors and to reduce reflections. There is a lot more to filters than what we covered here, but just know that they're an important part of matte boxes. And the ability to swap filters easily is a big reason why one might choose a matte box over a lens hood. Here are some other reasons you might go with a matte box. First, you need to stack multiple filters or swap filters quickly. Not every matte box allows you to stack multiple filters, but even when they don't, matte boxes can still help make filter swapping quick and easy. In addition, if you have a 3-stage setup, you'll have tons of options for stacking filters. Second, you need barn doors or French flags to block light from multiple directions. Having the ability to mod your rig with flags on the top and sides gives you more control over where light is hitting the lens. Third, you need considerable camera lens protection. A solid matte box will not only block light, but it will protect your camera lenses as well. There are a number of things to consider if you're going to use a matte box. Like, how does it mount on the camera? Do you need bars, aka rods or rails? If you do, are they 15mm or 19mm? If you don't, how does it clamp onto the lens?
Just clamp it right on.
There is an adapter at the back of the matte box based on the size of the lens, so you should always make sure you have the right adapter to fit your lens. You should also consider how much weight your matte box is going to add to your rig. If it becomes too bulky or heavy, the stabilizer or gimbal you're using might be too difficult to balance or use. Another thing to consider is the filtration system. How many filters can it stack? Can you use a circular polarizer alongside a rectangular filter? No matter what filters you're using, you must make sure they're the right size for the camera. Here are some of the most common sizes of filters. Large format cameras typically use larger sized filters. For the box itself, you should consider whether or not it can support side flags in addition to the French flag on top. These will help block light coming in from more angles. Additionally, you'll want to look for accessory mounts that may support items, such as a focused rangefinder. A matte box is typically meant to block light, but it can also be used purposefully to add lens flare. Mandy cinematographer Benjamin Loeb used a matte box rigged with LED lights to send flares directly into the lens. Loeb said, "I like to motivate light from specific sources, but the director would ask me to light in ways that didn't make sense, so I had to reset my brain. It wasn't so important that the light be motivated, but that it felt right for the story." So just remember, matte boxes may have an intended use, but accessories can add alternative strategies and produce unique aesthetics. What other considerations or tips do you have when using a matte box? Share them in the comments. And don't block out the light. Subscribe to Studio Binder for more camera-related videos. That's all this time.